Welcome back, everybody. Our final match of NA and also second elimination match. It is between Tanuki Esports versus Arizona State University. Did you guys know that Tanuki is actually a raccoon? So we have Crazy Raccoons and then NA Tanuki Esports. So I'm pretty sure Tanuki's Japanese raccoon. I might be wrong. People on X or Twitter, let me know.
Pretty sure you're correct, but
yeah. But anyways, yes, this is another elimination match. You know. Winner goes up, loser goes bye-bye. 07 in chat. Yes, that is how things are gonna play out. Looking at Tanuki Esports, guys, what are your thoughts?
I mean, they're, again, another team that hasn't really had a lot of showings in OWCS so far. If you look at back last couple of stages, another kind of absolution team where hopefully moving forward, good kill onto PG, there you go, W against Tree and PG. I like that they're showing highlights against this is fantastic. But another team that can kind of start making a name for themselves in OWCS. So I'm looking forward to see what they can bring against Arizona State Devils, or Arizona Sun Devils here, or the State University team, who are a bit more of a known quantity. And obviously playing on a collegiate squad. Collegiate is just such a good program to get into if you are in university and have a program like that, always worth. Even if you're at any level, I would imagine there's things for you to do. So it might be an upward tilt battle here for the team, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I've played a little bit against ASU. I remember in Stage 1 and Stage 2, where we played against them, and this was a really strong team. I was surprised to see them not be in OWCS in the past either, but they have a couple of like really solid players who play at like such a high level, so I'm excited to see them and how they're going to perform in this match, because, you know, they made it. Let's hope they can not be the first one out of this group.
Yeah, Scott's like, yeah, they're pretty strong. They're pretty strong teams. Pretty strong
players. They're going to be pretty good.
not mentioning the fact that his team got stomped by them in Swiss at any one point.
I gotta say though, I just realized that ASU has their tank name as Aurora.
Yeah.
Aurora. Does Aurora have Aurora?
Well, that's
we said we'd stop.
Alright, well, let's see if Aurora has Aurora or not. Guys, take it away.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Danny. I said we stop. I see, like, he's got to look at him laughing, giggling, crying to himself. You know, he comes in during the breaks. He's like, guys, I've learned a new word. I've learned a new word. He's like, I've learned what logging is.
No, and I learned some other words, but I wasn't sure if I could use it on broadcast.
Ah, yeah, that's smart. Yeah. That's
Anyways, guys, last match. Have fun. Let's go.
We'll talk about that later, Danny. But probably not, let's be real. All right.
It's like when you're teaching a kid swear words in a different language, you know, and like Danny's just giggling to himself every time he learns one.
We gotta stop this, man. We gotta stop this guy. All right, here we go. Arizona State University versus Tanuki Esports. This is Group B. This is the NRG Shock and TSM group. Obviously, both teams right now 0-1 in the group. Also 0-3 as both TSM and NRG Shock just kind of rolled through them. However, still fighting for their lives and going to have a little bit of a rematch later if Arizona State University ever got anything to say about it. We'll have to wait and see what they want to play here, because going back to the May, again, more rush, Scott, for Lijiang Tower.
The Ramatra just seems like a prominent pick here in the North American space. We're going to see the Cassidy versus the Ash. Obviously, the Cassidy has the Hinder Grenade, and you can do a lot more consistent damage up close, but the Ash Dynamite is just so valuable. ASU's getting a little bit of space, but unable to find any picks.
Yeah, good stuff so far from Arizona State. Yeah, J-Man with some nice damage. This off angle is kind of nasty. Someone's going to have to look at him at some point. Good wall. Arsona is going to have to back off. I mean, Tanuki Esports just getting bullied in the front line right now. No picks, but the damage is just too much most of the time. I know he's got a wall to their back, so they're going to have to back up. Nice little lamp, though, to save them. Even just the left click there, just forcing Aura to pop this Annihilation just to try and get something done, because they've already lost Lich.
Arsona gets the Annihilation very quickly, doing a lot of damage, but unable to find any value with it, and they're so low, but they're getting kept up. They might pop the window to keep them alive, or no, they're just gonna back up, go next.
Yeah, Arsona's just desperation play there, just pop the Annihilation. Losing Lich like that early, you lose so much control over the team fight because you haven't got the walls anymore. This ASU just kind of dominating this first half. 50% already on the board, and they can play super close too. They got Blizzard.
Yeah, they can just wait for the team to walk through, drop a wall, drop a blizzard. Seems like they're actually going to give a little bit more space than I would have imagined. So they are going to back up. Oh, great wall here by Tanuki from Lich. Window goes down as well. But disengage is quite solid here from ASU.
Yeah, really nice response there. Disengage. Even the window coming in, and then instantly saw Anhu just pop up that wall. Aurora already dead. That's not a good start. I mean, look, you can still potentially win this fight if you want to expend a couple of ultimates, but being 75%, you're more than happy just to go down, reset. Tanuki using that Bob and the window to try and get that fight done. ASU using just the Blizzard.
Yeah, so the Blizzard, the Blizzard was a good idea, but Aurora just falling before anything could happen. Aurora wants to use this Annihilation quick, because Arizona's rapidly getting another Annihilation back up, almost going to be lapping in that department. They have broken through the choke, and they have to be careful of this Lich Blizzard. They're walking into a trap of their own. You can see Lich, sneaky beak like on the right, going to yeet it.
Oh, they've actually separated Aurora. Can they get the focus fire? Yeah, everybody in comms, man, just screaming the Ram's name. Sound barrier comes out, or a late one from Tanuki Esports. A better one falls short. The Annihilation from Aurora pop just to buy some more space and time for his healers to get back. 40% in building now for Tanuki Esports as Lich goes pretty low, and now the pressure mounting on ASU, and they're just crumbling to Lich's right clicks.
And that's just Aurora, just HP bar just never went back up. There was a lot of healing coming out from Z Panther, but Aurora's just taking so much damage. Pretty much compounded ever since that Blizzard just split them off from the rest of the team, was unable to ever get their health back up. Now Arizona, I talked about it, getting the Annihilation back online, walking into a window. Tanuki firmly in control right here. And J-Man, they have the high noon, but how do you utilize this ultimate effectively on this map?
Window already being popped. J-Man is cowering for dear life. That window just pinning them behind that little Mars rover there.
Able to stay alive though, which is huge. And now they're coming back in with a Blizzard of their own. High noon, looking at a wall.
Oh, no, it's not anymore. Scott right around the corner. Oh, it didn't tag the Lucio. I thought there's no way he wasn't going to fire it off there, but it doesn't matter. Arsona caught on the sidelines. Zapantha ends up picking up that kill, and with Tanuki Esports, they're closing in on OT, but it is all ASU this fight.
Yeah, ASU do a great job. The Blizzard just used to split the team, and then the value of the high noon. But Tanuki now, they're the ones coming in with a huge ult advantage. ASU, if you're ASU, you want to catch Tanuki off guard, because if you let them take this fight on an even playing field and let them get value from their ultimates, it's going to be difficult.
They're going to pull something quick. Yeah, Tem's just going to use that Bob to get to the point to at least have some pressure on it. Annihilation. Oh, look at him go! Arsona's just trying to run down J-Man. Oh, the Bob tagged him at the very last moment. That is so sad. J-Man was running for their life as Tanuki Esports end up claiming that first round. Really heads-up play there by Temp. It was on such a good angle too. Just threw the Bob down the center, hit the point, started the capture, and then just forced ASU to just run away from Arsona. Nicely played from Tanuki. Pretty close so far.
Yeah, 100%. Z Panther actually got hit by that Bob as well, knocked him into the air, takes them out. So, great play there from Tanuki, really finding their advantages and playing their ultimates very quickly. I felt that Arizona really utilized the value of how quickly they got that Annihilation and then snowballed that further down the round. So we're actually going to see what looks like a different look here from Tanuki, going to slow things down a little bit, play the Sigma double flex support, where this is a very effective composition if you're given the freedom and the space to shoot. But on the other side for ASU, they're going over to the Echo Winston. They're going to play in the complete opposite direction. They're going to try and dive and set up the space. So if you're Social and Tanuki, you need to be careful on this Alari from getting isolated by this Echo.
Yeah, you've only got one shift, sadly. They should have two shifts to Alari, I think.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, Winston's in. Aurora and Anno just dominating with the dive, yeah. Solazen, though, ends up coming out with 2 frags and lamps themselves, too, to get onto this point. It's a really mean backline when they got, like, space to use and space to just kind of lay down some damage, but they are, ASU is not going to give them any space or time to do so. Point almost flipped, but it will be J-Man with the touch.
Arizona switches over to the Diva as well. Recognizing how hard the dive's going to be. Temp, great kill on a J-Man. That might give them the opportunity to flip this around.
Might do indeed, yeah. Yeah, ASU, they might not be holding on to this point for too long. Dude, the D.Va micro missiles are so strong right now. Just Matrix into the micro missiles, into just thrusting into somebody, you just insta-die. And there's the flip, only 11%. That's as little as it could be.
Yeah, and ASU really getting pinned against this wall right now. They're trying to set up the dives. They're just going to be careful about losing someone early. Well, Pulseman goes wide from Lich, so now that should give a window for ASU to set up the dive. Temp down early again.
Temp down super early, yeah. Window coming in from Solazen. Gonna stop the advance right now from ASU, but they can just rip this Primal Rage straight into the backline. Yeah, there's the outburst. There's absolutely no way the Alari's getting away from this one. Well, she ends up taking to the skies, but quickly dealt with. I think fired the ultimate into that shield too. Rough way to go for an Alari.
Again, though.
Solson does come up with a couple, and Lich is going to be able to make it even with the J-Man.
Ah, great play by Tanuki. Really able to withstand these early picks from ASU. Now with ultimates on the line, though, they're going to have the duplication. They're going to have the Kiriko ultimate and the Winston Primal Rage. They're going to be able to go very deep with their ultimates. How are Tanuki going to deal with this with no defensive ultimates in their arsenal?
I know just got paid a little visit there by the D.Va. So this duplication is going to be absolutely massive. Wow, really early dupe. Classic dive there. Winston, D.Va, straight to the backline. Oh, see ya! Temp just off the map, and I think some of your teammates are going to feel the same wrath. Anu just gets 2 boop kills on the duped D.Va of all things. Anu just going absolutely monstrous on the copy. And ASU, they're going to claim the point, but still Tanuki with a big lead. 77% on the board.
We need a swap here from Temp. Temp is just getting run down so far in this map, and they just haven't got the opportunity to shoot at all. They haven't even got to their first Bob yet. Just getting shut down. Also, that Dynamite did not hit as well. Worth mentioning. So they're not going to get up to this Bob anytime soon as well. You can see, this is just a trap. Temp's just walking into a trap every time they start looking forward. You can see Aurora's trying to create some space, trying to get in their face. Early bubble usage could give them a window to get.
Oh, what a shot by Temp! Okay, stay on the Ash.
Right,
just
no
do
problems.
it. All right, no problems here. Lich ends up coming up with a kill too. Tanuki Esports just running over ASU right now. Have just lost control of this fight completely. After losing your Lucio like that and your sound barrier, mind you, ASU just falter on almost the final hurdle. 77% for Tanuki Esports. They're going to get the flip, and now it's up to ASU to come back here. But look at the ultimates Tanuki have saved.
Yeah, ASU really just were trying to find a window to get in, and then while they were looking, Temp.
That is an early. That's a two-man beat. Angelic hits the two-man beat. Only hits Anu. I mean, this is disaster. Lich has the pulse bomb too. They've got self-destruct. They got the window. Looks like heads-up play there from Lich, just jumping back to the point, knowing there could be flankers coming in from ASU. J-Man's going to be there. Hits the pulse bomb only onto the floor, though, sadly. Solazen's going to set up with a good old-fashioned window now. It's a good stick, but an even better Suzu there from Zepantha. Overtime in session now is Tanuki Esports. They're just cleaning up at this point. Absolutely no way ASU are coming back into this one. Yep, and the Alari ult to finish it all off. Tanuki Esports with an unbelievable showing here to start off with. ASU, just no answers to this. Temp, you said, hey, maybe switch off the Ash. You're getting run out, my man. But no, Temp, you know, showing up in a big way. Yo, caught.
That's on me. You know, sometimes you say the wrong things, and yeah, you got to live with that. Temp,
yeah, true.
Making the Ash work in a big way. It really felt like ASU were getting on top of Temp throughout. Instead of switching the hero, it felt like they changed the way they were playing. You know, Temp was playing way further back. They were anticipating this aggressive dive coming out from ASU. So it felt like ASU were just trying to go so early, and we were just seeing great adaptations from Tanuki Esports. So I really appreciate that level of adaptation on the fly. I also want to go back and look at what happened with that angelic sound barrier, because it felt so early.
It only hit 2 people, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious if that was like, it got bubbled or something, AoE, sorry, LOS, or... Yeah, not sure what happened there. And they initially got picked off too, which is kind of how they ended up crumbling at the very end, because Temp just hit a nice little double tap. One in the body, one in the head. Bada bing, bada boom, you lost your sound barrier. There's no chance you're making it through that fight alive.
Yeah, and then you can see I really like just some of the adaptations that we've seen throughout this round. It felt like we're really seeing ASU just get pushed. You know, it feels like every time they're trying to do something, there's just a good counterplay. Like Temp doing a great job there against the Panther. That Bob was perfectly placed. I said that we needed to see some aggression coming out from Tanuki Esports, and there was there, but it just fell short eventually. And Temp really showing why they want to stay on the Ash and why they're playing around it.
Yeah, despite the percentage here on this round felt very much more one-sided. Tanuki Esports coming up big with a map win so far. They're first in the group stages. Of course, both squads have had a rough time of it so far, although you are, you know, TSM, NRG Shock, same group.
Rough group. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough out here. Fighting for that final spot, of course.
This was the shot that really turned things around here for Tanuki. Yeah.
So nice. Yeah, Angelique, where did that sound barrier go?
Well,
Not entirely sure. It must have got LOS'd by the team, or I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure we'll get a replay, or like we'll see what happened to that eventually there. It's yeah, a good start. Tanuki Esports have been together for quite some time, and Lich being one of the newer additions to the team too. For of course qualifying through Swiss, going 11-3. Not a bad scoreline whatsoever. You can see the chat. A lot of ASU heads in the chat there. 63% to Tanuki's 37%.
Yeah, you know, I thought the same thing. I thought ASU, the roster that they had, I've seen them in the past. I thought that they would have the edge, but currently Tanuki Esports looking very solid in the way that they're trying to play this matchup. And it was very surprising to see ASU lean on like the Alari Baptiste composition on a map like Lijiang Night Market. That feels like a very difficult time to be able to sort of play those kind of compositions. So
yeah, it feels selfish. Like there's a very, well, not selfish, greedy is the word
greedy.
I'm looking for. Extremely greedy comp, because if you can hold the point, especially with the Alari, like you put one of the pylons on one of the back walls, or even up on the like the rim of the point, that's like kind of hard to get to. If you're kind of peeking in, you have to shoot the pylon, you have to look upwards. You can just free fire down range, but sometimes a little bit too greedy. Maybe you need something a little different. But if you're hitting captive suns as well, like the follow-up from the tracers, like if you're on point with your tracer or anybody else that can kind of dive, a Diva, a Winston, the enemy backline just gets decimated. But you know, sometimes the greed pays off.
Yeah, hey, if it works, it works, you know, and that's an interesting thing that you have to think about as you go further into this series, right? Because you're like, well, if this is a composition that they want to play, how do we play around that? How do we set ourselves into maps that are going to give us the advantage against these types of compositions? As you said,
right.
This is the map pool. You're able to pick whatever map you want to go to. So ASU, they have options here of where they want to go.
Yeah, I'm curious if we kind of see that again, if Temp is just going to keep playing the Ashe. Because Control's the worst kind of game type for like an Ashe Alari kind of combo as well. Because the game mode is actually Flashpoint's probably pretty burst. Like Control and Flashpoint, to be fair, both pretty bad because of how fast you can play. So yeah, we'll see where ASU want to go. I wouldn't mind seeing a King's Row, but doubtful at this moment in time. Both teams kind of opting for this Diva, Winston kind of thing, at least on Night Market. But all right, seeing more Eichenwalder. Not too shocked here, to be honest. A lot more Diva, a lot more Winston in our near futures.
Yeah, this is definitely where you start to see a lot of those mobile heroes really getting a lot of value. They're able to really step up and just like take the high grounds, work together with your team, and I think that's what ASU were really trying to do. So maybe trying to get Tanuki out of their comfort zone a little bit, not able to play as many of those greedy picks.
I love it. Just play greedy picks.
Just be greedy.
Just be greedy with it. Yeah, absolutely.
Spoken like a true Alari one trick.
Okay, I gotta beat these allegations at some point. I don't play Alari right now.
Okay, so how many hours of Alari have you played this season?
On my alt account, it's only Alari. On my main account,
I'm gonna beat these allegations. Only Alari. That's what my hour looks like.
Yeah, on my main account, you know, mostly Alari, but on there too. You know the vibes. Okay, you can't be one tricking if you got like you know 60, 70 to 30 to 40. You know what I'm saying? So
no.
I'm chilling. I'm not beating the allegations.
No, not at all. You're doing a terrible job of defending yourself. But interestingly enough, we are going to see Tanuki. They're going to be playing the Sigma. Funnily enough, they're playing the Ramatra composition, like for beat for beat, except they're playing a Sigma. So it feels like they want to play the choke and sort of create a little bit of distance, but how are they going to withstand the aggression that's going to be coming out of Aurora for ASU playing the Ramatra?
Yeah, we don't see a ton of Sigmas on this point.
No, because it's difficult because there's a lot of corners that you can play around that it's difficult to create that spacing as a Sigma. So let's see how Arizona's going to make this work. Ooh.
Yeah, Lich almost overstaying their welcome there. See how long it takes them, because yeah, the brawl, I mean, this is it right here. You just walk in to the Sigma. So many, like all cooldowns already used. J-Man taking a lot of damage from the sidelines here. Lich just paying him a quick visit. But slowly but surely, I mean, ASU right now, Scott, just encapsulating Tanuki Esports, who are just all backed up to the bar.
And this is where Sigma is not at their strongest. They only have 30% ult charge. They just can't really do anything right now. They're just being pushed into a corner, and they don't have the ability to re-aggress in a meaningful way. They're stepping out a little bit, but Temp's getting some shots. They need to find some picks. And Zapantha taken out by Lich. That's a big one.
Big pick. You got to follow this up with some more kills, though. Temp's got some good shots down, but there's no follow-up.
2 ticks.
Lich being down, not good. 2 ticks, maybe a third. Window's going to be decent for 1, though. So listen, heads-up play there from Temp. A little 180, a little body shot on Danu. I like what I'm seeing. Temp's movement there was really nice. Lich starting off the fight, though, taking out Zapantha. ASU knew they had to go quickly, but they just couldn't get it done.
And now that they've managed to withstand the storm here, now they have other ultimates that are going to be able to slow down the fight, right? If ASU gets aggressive, Temp can throw the bomb. Arizona, if they get up the Gravitic Flux, they're going to be able to punish anyone if they go too aggressive. So, big fight there, win there by Tanuki. Lich coming in clutch.
Yeah, Arizona is so close to this Flux too. How are the Bob's going to come out and Lich? Oh, what a stick. Better lamp, doesn't matter. Everybody's super low already. Lich with a really nice kill onto J-Man, once again opening up the team. Engine still running though for ASU. They got this Annihilation ripping and roaring through the back line, but Arizona just takes to the skies with the Flux, ends up coming up with 2 big kills, and ASU, despite having 2 ticks on this first point, still struggling to get this last. This Sigma, unorthodox, Scott, but it's making waves right now.
Yeah, ASU just haven't been able to get aggressive, and I really love the way Tanuki are playing with Sozen and Temp just sitting on that high ground. And what's happening is Arizona is just anchoring, just giving them the space. So what I need to see ASU do, they need to find a way to just run over Arizona here. They're going to use the sound barrier to try and accomplish that high noon on the back.
Oh, Solazan, yeah, taken out by the high noon. I still, you know, I've fallen prey to it too, how quickly the Casti now moves, you know, even with the Lucio speed boost. Just kind of wacky and wild with it. And who does miss that pulse bomb, but this should be, yeah, a checkpoint. There was just a devastatingly lack of, there was a lack, Scott. I won't use devastating. I was trying to work that in. It's been a long day. My room's hot.
I thought you had it on the third one. You missed it in the end. But hey, I appreciate it.
My room's hot. I'm going to play the AC not coming on. There was just a lack of ultimates there from Tanuki Esports. They had the sound barrier, but that was it. I mean, it was just ASU. Full sail, going in, just popping all ults, and now changing their comp too. Going over to Winston, a little bit more dive-centric with the Ana too.
This is what we saw from them as well. Something very similar. Unfortunately, they're going to be playing the Ashe on the back of this as well, so it's going to be difficult to get J-Man into this fight, especially to dislodge Arizona and Temp just sitting on this high ground, spinning down damage, just trying to find spots. But the cart is moving for ASU, so not the worst position right now.
Yeah, I mean, Lich has been pretty consistent, opening the team fights up with kills. That was a very greedy recall.
And they're in danger. Good help there from Social to get Lich out of that fight. That should essentially slow things down. You can see they're just trying to punish the Panther, but
absolute
can't get in.
Pain. Being a support player in that situation, I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. You can't peek because there's a hit scan player just looking at you on the high ground. Oh, what a stick. Oh, Lich got slept, but I think Lich recalled as soon as the sleep actually connected. So it didn't end up going down. That's like a couple of frames where that can actually happen. Beautiful stuff from Lich yet again.
So Aurora switched over to this Winston, which I don't mind. The issue is that I don't think he has the other pieces to be able to help him do anything. Yes, he can jump up, but the only other person who can follow up on any of that jumping is going to be Anu, and it feels like Lich is doing a great job of punishing, stopping these flanks from coming through. So Tanuki firmly just setting up on this high ground, and there's nothing ASU can do right now.
Just Lich getting it done. He's getting the party popping. ASU, they've got Nano. They can send Winston up into the high ground. You see Aurora instantly kind of dealt with. I mean, even nanoing onto height, Scott. Like, with the Winston, you still have to deal with Coach Gun. You have to deal with Rock. Just a boot from the Lucio.
Boop, yeah. There's so many tools to be able to deal with it. There you go. Gumsa, he does manage to land on with the nano boost. That's
sorry, damage. What nano? What nano did you have, Aurora? I didn't see one, my guy. That was an unbelievable amount of CC and damage.
And that's one of their biggest tools that they have. That is a big late pick here from Zapantha on Arizona. As much as Zapantha dies and gives their life to that one as well, there might be a window here where Arizona is not going to be alive, and Aurora can potentially find value with this Primal Rage.
Right, time to watch Lich land another pulse bomb, I think. Doesn't need a frozen army to get stuff done. Can just do it all solo. See if he can get on in there. They know Lich is lurking right now. Good flux, lands on the tank. Aurora with no sound barrier, no primal, no nothing to stay alive. And with 30 seconds to go, Scott, they have to win this fight or they have to back out. They're going to commit. 3-person sound barrier from ASU. That was a mistake. It's got to be said. 20 seconds now, Scott. No sound barrier. They've got 3 ult short, but Lich has still got a pulse bomb.
Yeah, they didn't have the sound barrier for the gravitic flux. Fortunately, the bulb isn't there. It honestly has to be on Lich. ASU got to be careful about using too many of their ultimates too early. Arizona's very low on the ground. Ooh. And who's really punishing?
Good heads up play there, knowing Lich is probably lurking at some point. Lich is going to get healed up, but here comes the Primal Rage. Aurora. No. Unbelievable juggle on Solazen. Beautiful stuff so far. There's one pick. All right, slowly but surely now, ASU moving the bot. Still got a Bob to play with, but it looks like Lich is going to handily deal with that issue now. Tanuki Esports, they're going to be able to come back pretty quick too. You can see Arizona's already back in the field and in the fray. Lich going down's not great, but hey, holding on the bridge here with a Sigma, this is exactly where you want to be.
And they have the Bob and the Kiriko ultimate as well. That's going to be so much damage. The rush is just going to give everyone so much extra speed. It's going to be difficult for Tanuki to be able to deal with. They don't have any ults of their own up. Yes, they need to hold on for just a little bit. Huge rock.
Huge rock, and that's actually the Winston dead. And they're going to be able to just hold on to. Arizona earns a Flux. Flux the Bob, why not? I mean, you're on the point. The Flux ended up going a little bit wide there, using the grass again, a lot of shields. In fact, the Bob ends up taking down Arizona. Absolute dogfight once again on the very last point. It's just the Tracer versus the Ash. 10 with a nice headshot, double kill in fact, as J-Man tries to step up, but gets laid to rest. ASU halted at second. They were so close on capping that point. They had a couple of meters in it.
I think that flux that we saw sort of whipped away at the final second really helped take down the backline from ASU. They just weren't able to hold on and temp. Honestly, very important shot there on the Tracer. If they weren't able to take down that Tracer, there was going to be reinforcement. It was going to be difficult, but we've seen crazier things happen than holes like that. That's not too bad to get to the very end of second. It can be difficult to get the cart over the bridge. Let's see what Tanuki are going to come out with. We said, once again, playing a little greedy, playing the Alari, playing the Sigma, but they're managing to make it work, and ASU just haven't been able to break these greedy picks.
I'm saying, just be greedy. It's more fun that way.
Yeah, but sometimes fun doesn't help you win.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Bearer of bad news. Bearer of bad news.
Bearer of bad news. Fun does not equal win. Well, I hate to break it to you, Scott. If you're winning, you're having fun.
That's true. That is true.
Kind of comes full circle there, kind of, right? Something like that?
I don't know. I don't know. Sure.
Honestly, play Ryan.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how you have fun. That's how Cloudy has fun, at least.
Yeah, let's just have a Ryan mirror going, you know? That's what I want.
Let's get it popping. I saw Cloudy in EU a bit earlier on today, hoping that they can have a little Ryan off later in the tournament. I'm hoping to watch that live.
Everyone's hoping for that.
So a long time since we've seen Ryan, man. You got the got Johnny's favorite character, Ramatra. Means he can't play Ryan ever. Oh, it's still okay. Let's talk about this. Tanuki Esports.
Sigma Rush again.
Yeah, more than happy to run with a Sigma Rush into Aurora's Ramatra. Okay. A little bit more unconventional.
You need to go first. You need to get there, use the aggression.
Well, unfortunately, Lip is an F1 car versus a street Prius, Scott.
That's not great. Oh, Lich with a triple.
My word. Call him the Lich King, Scott. That was an easy alley-up.
Yeah, that felt a little free. But Tanuki, you're going to get this first one early. And this is honestly just because Arizona's able to set up their shields. They're able to protect temp, and then Lich is just doing damage on the flanks. And ASU, now 5.5 minutes. Let's see what we're going to see. This looks like wholesale swaps coming out from Tanuki.
Dive?
Yes. I like this.
Temp on the Widow. Okay. Diva, and then Solazen is going to switch to the Ana.
Ooh. Dangerous.
Love it.
So let's see how they're going to play this, because the Widowmaker angles can be difficult to find in this situation, especially if everyone's just playing on the high ground. I guess if you can hit the jump shots.
My word. Temp almost clicking 2 hit. Aurora is
Just turns around, it's like, hey, what?
Hey, wait, what's going on? What's going on back there?
You can see Aurora's just trying to hold down the front line. Arizona gets very aggressive, loses mech, trying to just create the space. I'm not in love with this Widow.
Nice rush.
I think if you're going to play this, you need to play more dive. Even just like something plays a little bit faster. Obviously, Echo has been popularized lately, but they're going to stick on this Widow. Temp's got to find some shots. They're going to stay on this pick.
Well, I mean, Solacen has switched over to the Kiriko. So a little bit more dive heavy now. I mean, Ana's great for the nades and stuff, but Kiriko can kind of get up in there as well.
Oh, Angelic falling.
Angelic, yeah, that's not good. Okay, to the rescue there. Anu manages to find their buddy. And lives through the pulse bomb. I'm not sure you want to be there, all right? Yeah, absolutely no way. Cornered and then just beaten to a pulp, you know?
There's the pick.
And there's the pick.
Oh, that felt like overkill.
Good stick. Good stick, though, on the Baby Diva. Not something you see every day, to be very honest with you. But ASU, they're still holding on to this point, but they are slowly losing meters. Lich throws in the pulse bomb, goes a little bit wide, but still pounding on the pressure. Zapantha saved by Aurora, and you can see every single meter just being clawed away. ASU with no real semblance in this fight so far, and these sights are going to make it even worse.
As Tanuki gets more space, it's going to be easier and easier for Temp to walk forward. You can see how much pressure they're putting on Anu, who feels like they need to chase, and now they need to get on the cart because the cart's moving and no one's getting close at all.
That was a boop off of the map on the Lucio, and they've lost their beats. Angelic needs to come back. They've got sound barrier, but their team, it might just fall before he actually gets it off. Okay, there it is. 4-man beat is a nice shot from J-Man on the Hanzo, trying to counteract Temp's Widowmaker.
You can see J-Man's fishing for a hit. But as I said, Temp's going to have long sightlines now. This is going to get more and more dangerous. If ASU stay flat-footed here, standing in the open, eventually Temp will find more picks. Angelic getting very aggressive. Manages to get out, but oh my god, they're tempting. Dancing with death against this Widowmaker.
Jeez, everybody's taking a turn peeking the Widow. Don't think Temp's going to live long enough here.
Nice job.
Let's hit the shot of the century. Unfortunately, did not landing that one. Headshot, nope. Body shot, yeah, but not enough to kill the Tracer. Does force the recall though on Anu. But Zapantha is going to clean up. They are so close to netting this payload. They have to play so carefully here. ASU, they got ults to spare though, Scott here. So pulse bomb, they got the annihilation. They're not out of the woods just yet.
And Temp switches over to the Ash. Maybe a little bit more consistent damage, better dynamites. J-Man's going over to match the Ash as well, so we're starting to get towards mirror compositions here.
Yeah, I really like the Ash pick. You're going to be good for like sitting on the high ground, and it's a little bit easier to kind of fend off against the Tracer as well. Pulse bomb in hands, and Lich once again, better Suzu from Zapantha. Saves 3 of their teammates there, luckily enough. Now Lich trying to pay attention to Anu, who's been forced away. In fact, I think he's going to go hunting. Yeah, Lich just smelling you out, my word. And that's a double kill. DPS down for ASU. It's all crumbling. It's all falling apart around them. Forces the annihilation to get pulled, but who's actually getting ticked by this? Not too many people, and there it is. Shortest annihilation I've ever seen, that is for sure. But luckily, though, the spawn points are pretty close. Lich still on a rampage, eventually shut down by Angelic, but 0.9 meters left. No one from ASU can get off the point right now. Fear of losing this map. They're slowly but surely losing members, and in fact, Zapantha's forced to use this rush just to keep them in it.
Solacen has a rush of their own. They are going to commit it, but Arizona's already lost the mech. So they're going to be able to hold on here. There's going to be so much damage.
The Baby Diva's in melee range of the Ram. Like, what am I witnessing?
Beat him up.
Quickly, kill the Baby Diva. Kill the Baby Diva. Oh, okay, all right. Well, they didn't kill him. They didn't kill the Baby Diva. Who would win? A Nemesis form Ram punching, or a Baby Diva pistol whipping? Apparently the Baby Diva comes out on top in that situation. I don't know, Scott. ASU. That's canon? Really?
Yeah, I want to see the cinematic Baby Diva walking up, beating up Ramata in Shambhali Monastery. Yeah, just like, rolling on up, beat him up. But
Ramata's just cowering in the corner. Please, no, please, not the pistol whip.
Tanuki Esports, man, looking good. Felt like that was going to be our ASU being in a lot better position there. It felt like once that Kitsune rush came out, thought they were going to be able to stabilize, especially with getting demeched on the D.Va, but they're able to just hold on, get out the damage, and just some big plays. But honestly, this is the player that really stepped up in a big way. Lich on the Tracer, finding big picks time and time again.
I would love to see some stats on like how many first picks Lich ended up getting in the series, or in the series, not just this map. In fact, just unbelievable prowess on the Tracer pick. I mean, that stick is so nasty. And Lich got slept there too. Like the sleep, the little indicator was like, oh, you got slept, but you recalled on like the frame that the sleep dart actually hit, so you're able to get away with literal murder. And that was just sad.
That's
Nano Monkey is like, I'm gonna save the team, I'm gonna save the day, and you just get window rocked, booped, bludgeoned, like rough stuff so far from ASU.
That was such a clutch shot by there from Temp. Getting that hit onto the Anhu on the Tracer. That doesn't happen. That fight could have gone very differently, and the map could have also swung in a different way. But this is almost like a Lich highlight package. Just time and time again.
I mentioned before, but Lich was one of the newer additions to Tanuki, and showing up in a big way. You best believe that Tanuki behind the scenes kind of pumping their fists like, thank goodness we brought Lich on, because some of these fights would have been impossible without them. And here you go. Here's the baby D.Va versus the Ram. I mean, this is just ridiculous.
They're just getting healed by the Kiriko so much.
The rush is there as well, so that kind of helps. But it's just so silly seeing that. Like, come on. They were so close to making it work. Like you mentioned too, Temp just with a clutch headshot on the Tracer, followed it up with a kill on the enemy Ashe. And, well, Tanuki looking like they want to close out the series. A little 3-0. ASU down and almost out. Reverse sweep potential. Is it going to be just another 3-0? A little 3 Overwatch, Dave, here in North America?
It might be. The chat thought it was going to go towards ASU. Didn't believe in the Tanuki Esports. Honestly, they've impressed me so far this series. It's going to be difficult for them going up against, whoever wins going up against TSM. But honestly, right now, Tanuki firmly in the lead.
Firmly in the lead. We're going to jump to a quick break. Do not go anywhere. ASU and Tanuki Esports just at loggerheads right now, but Tanuki might just walk away with this one. We'll have to find out after this. Nice stuff from Tanuki Esports. 2-0 so far in this series. I mean, ASU, where are you at right now? I mean, it's just a roll. I mean, mainly at the hands of Lich, opening up a lot of these fights on the Tracer. Like, I mean, J-Man's had a couple of sayings here and there, and Anu too has been peeking their head in the fights, but this is all going one way, which is quite surprising. I think, obviously, the audience was much more on the side of ASU. Tanuki Esports coming in at, the 12th seed? I mean, Arizona State came in at the 7th seed. You're thinking it would probably favor ASU in this regard, but Tanuki Esports just clearly ramping up to another level here in this group. TSM and NRG Shock, obviously, also in the group. NRG Shock qualifying. TSM is kind of waiting there in that elimination, in that decider match too. So winner here will face them and have a chance to go to that main event.
And that's really the coolest thing about these kind of group stages. It gives you the opportunity to see players and teams that you potentially might not have seen, or know what to expect from them. So right now, Tanuki doing a good job. Leaks.
The lobby.
You guys have seen the Overwatch lobby. I know. It's crazy.
This is crazy. It's new technology.
Yeah.
But we got to see everybody's icons. I didn't see any, like...
I love...
There's a lot of World Cup ones.
Icon game is an important part of Overwatch. I feel like what icon you're choosing... There's been a lot of mind games going on a lot these days at the highest level, really trying to get in people's heads.
Yeah. I've seen... my favorite ones was back in the Overwatch League, especially in like playoffs. The team that would like knock another team out, like would always rep the icons, or like go from there. It's like, oh, your arch nemesis. Well, we're just gonna rep all the icons of their team, so maybe it puts the fear into the heart of you.
Remember that time you lost to this team?
Exactly. I remember that time we lost to the Dallas Fuel. How about we all just deck our stuff out? Yeah, I do remember seeing a lot of Chengdu Hunters ones as well, when Chengdu Hunters kind of disbanded and departed from the Overwatch League, which was kind of cool. Basically, what we're saying is, get on your icon game in the lobby. Just a little bit of extra morale.
Also, if you remember to keep watching, you guys can also get the drops and get some sick OWCS icons and banners. I know.
He hasn't
look
lost
at
it.
There.
Scott, the Segway King, we call him.
Boom, baby.
Look at that. I'm so back. Viewership incentives, of course, running through out of groups. So, yeah, I'm sure you've got them already at this point. But if you haven't, then, you know, you can kind of stick around, enjoy the games, get the banner, get the charm. What charm you rocking, Scott? What's your go-to charm?
It kind of depends on, you know, what I'm feeling recently. I like to mix it up from time to time. Also, you brushed over this last time we were here. The featured co-streamers here for OWCS for the Stage 3 groups. Rich Red is looking devilishly handsome in this photo.
Dude, he has very blue eyes as well.
He does, yeah.
Blue eyes. Piercing.
I want someone to look at me the way Rich Rat is looking at whatever he's looking at.
Probably a monitor, yeah. Staring intently at the ult charges or staring intently at someone's feed, yeah. Yeah. I'm more of a I will use the same charm on every weapon.
It's pretty lame, don't you think?
Not really, because
I can a little mix it up a little.
No, I use the little koi fish on every single one of mine. I'm waiting for a shark
using a fish. Everyone acts surprised.
Yeah, they haven't released a shark one yet. Why no like shark head or shark fin or something? Danny just said boring in my ears. Okay, buddy.
Yeah, Jack, why don't you sort of talk to us about some of those fish tanks that we're seeing in the background? You know, what have we got?
The lights are off right now. The lights are off. My coolest fish tank is down here. I wish I could tilt the camera. 22 long. Freshwater. All freshwater, by the way. 22 long. 5 reticulated hill stream loads. A ton of booster Philandra and Jungle Valicineria is the other plant in there. Danny, they can't hear Danny, but he's just whispering into my ear. Danny, shut up.
He's saying what everyone's thinking. That's
no, he's not. No, he just said no one cares. Okay, well, you asked me.
Well, I'm just trying to fill time a little bit, you know? So I thought that was really interesting. I'm sure there's like 3 people who were just very excited about what you just talked about.
Yeah, the chat popping off right now. They're like, yo, Pog. Would you rather hear that, or would you rather hear Matt talk about NBA for like the 30th time on stream and throw out references no one understands?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm sure there's the other 3 people who like the NBA who are also very excited by that. So, you know
what is crazy about that, actually? Like, genuinely, I'm like, oh, Matt, you remember this play in the Overwatch League? This play, the thing is like, oh, yeah, I kind of remember. Yeah, I kind of remember the cast in that game, yeah. And then you give him, like, any year in NBA, and he'll be able to tell you who starters, who was, like, round 1 pick, who was round 2 pick and stuff for any team. I'm like, what? Dude, the information, like, overload in your brain must be crazy. Like, I don't know where that guy's story.
They don't want you to know, but Matt's actually the smartest person on the talent team. He's actually a genius. He's a beautiful mind back there.
So you can't come in, drop that, and then leave. Come on, you can't pump his ego some more. All right, Shambhali Monastery. Let's get in the game here. ASU choosing this map. Currently down 2 maps against Tanuki Esports. We're loading in here. What do we expect to see from Tanuki? Because it's been working out. They're playing the Ashe, they're playing the Tracer, and they're just playing the Sigma, which I didn't think we'd ever see on Eichenwalder, especially playing with the Lucio, but they're making it work right now, and ASU don't really have answers. I'm wondering if they're going to change anything up. With the ball, maybe? Probably not, but we'll see.
Yeah, Tanuki going to stick with the Sigma, it looks like, walking out on this defense. I'm kind of curious to see ASU's adaptation. From right now, it looks like they're just going to go down with this ship, believing that their composition can deal with it, which I believe it can. It just feels like right now, every time they're trying to play aggressive, feels like Tanuki's able to absorb that aggression and then just find picks of their own. We're actually going to see some light adjustments here from Tanuki here as well. Lich on the Pharah getting off of the Tracer. You know, Lich played so well on the Tracer on Ike. I'm surprised this is a decision they're going with. And while ASU, I would expect to see, the shortest hop in history, switch over.
And you got Dynamite. All good.
So, Ashe May, they're going to go to the May, maybe help them isolate this Sigma if they're going to get up in the face. But also Social going over to the Brig. I wonder if this is to pair with the Lich Pharah, so Social's able to heal the Pharah by throwing consistent packs of them, allow Lich to play aggressive.
I like this flank coming in from J-Man. Yeah, good luck staying alive. Good quad tap there from J-Man, taking out Lich, who has been the main problem for ASU thus far. Dynamite's up on height too. I like this comp from ASU. Really good adaptation. Temp falling. Okay, good start from ASU.
Pharah not paying off, like, at all. I like the idea of Pharah in theory. You know, you can spam them down, but Angelic and J-Man going for a very quick flank onto the right side, as you can see, and they just weren't able to adapt. So Tanuki making instant swaps, going over to the May of their own and Arizona onto the Ramacha. We've seen them primarily play the Sigma, so I'm curious to see how this mirror matchup will come.
Oh, Lich taking a lot of damage. Like the adaptation though, like you said, the Mei is really nice, especially on this corner too. But as soon as you start letting them push round, yeah, it's going to become a lot harder for the Mei to get much stuff done here. Nice little wall, just actually helps Lich out. Getting a couple of icicles, raining them from above. It's going to be up to these Bobs. J-Man a little bit further ahead than Temp right now. But what an angle.
The windows as well.
That Solazen has. Yeah, this window can be pretty devastating to the offense.
Oh, social. Disappeared.
Yeah. Really
good
good
commit
there from Anu, to be fair, but they are going to commit, like you said. They've already lost 2. I don't think J-Man's going to let them get away with this one. No, absolutely not.
Beautiful play there from ASU, feeling very comfortable right now playing this Baptiste in the Ash. J-Man's coming alive, so that's what you needed. You needed something to change. And right now, Tanuki is stuck playing their game. Lich is going to go back to the Pharah, so they can't really decide what they want to play.
Wow, yeah. On this point, too, it's pretty tough. If ASU can take this fight pretty early, this Pharah is going to have a really tough time getting stuff done. If they can hold them at the cave entrance, I suppose, the Pharah is going to be tricky to deal with. You can see Lich even being a bit cheeky, trying to go for a flank.
I like this idea, but they just need to stabilize. That's the most important thing right now. Bob goes in, does get hit pretty early on, and then there's going to be
some good damage. That was a double long-range, double direct there from Lich onto J-Man. Rest in pieces.
And we're starting to see the reason why Lich is playing this Pharah, right? There's a lot of good angles that you can just continue to spam. You pair that with the temp damage from range with the Ash.
Ooh. Okay, Lich. Okay.
And now that they've stabilized, it's
I didn't know you balled like that.
Oh, I know. They're balling out. Oh, they're going to get more.
Oh, Lich. I didn't know you balled. Okay, ASU. And that's a barrage already, by the way. Lich claiming, what, like 3 kills in that fight?
Yeah, and now this
barrage
is hard.
pretty much.
Because ASU's going to... How many times everyone has gone through this pain point?
Oh.
You either go left or you go right. Both times you're walking into a trap where the defensive team has the high ground, and that's where it gets really difficult. Lich also has a barrage, so if they're able to find the angle to get a barrage, it's going to be difficult to stay alive from the sheer amount of damage that's going to come out. You can see, oh, huge dynamite as well.
Oh,
there it is.
There's the barrage, and there's the triple kill for Lich. Doesn't matter what kind of explosive the guy has in his back pocket. You know it's going to be devastating when he uses it. Tanuki Esports with a triple kill. They're going to win that fight with ease.
Yeah, ASU goes back to the spawn room. Lich will come back, and then they're going to start charging up another barrage quickly as well. You know, just the amount of spam they're going. Looks like ASU thinking maybe we route around the left side. That's such an unfortunate pick because that's just going to be more time up the clock, more opportunity for Temp to get a Bob, Lich to get a barrage, and it's starting to slip away from ASU. It felt like they found their footings at the beginning, but now, from bad to worse, more dynamite, more damage. They cannot get picked on this rotation.
This is it is one of the worst rotations in the game, to be fair. Okay, they've managed to make it through.
Look at the rockets just flying through.
It's awful. Please stop the spam. Please don't spam. My PC's overheating.
Temp goes into the window, has the Bob, can potentially throw it behind them once they get this ultimate up.
Oh, the Blizzard's going to get opened up, but there comes the... well, unfortunately for Asona, receives the sound barrier, receives the lamp, and makes it out alive somehow. Bob with a distraction technique. Yeah. Oh, J-Man taking out Lich. Okay, here's the start that you want for ASU. 4v5 now, and a big rush frontline. They've got to win here. They cannot let this fight extend, because Lich is going to be back in just a moment, and the barrage is available in about 5%. Good disengage from Tanuki Esports.
Yeah, you can see Aurora really wants to step up, use this annihilation, but there's just too far away. J-Man goes in with the Bob. That's going to be difficult for Tanuki to be able to deal with. They're slowly bringing it down. Arizona's getting aggressive, but they're getting too aggressive. Too much damage.
Way too aggressive. Lamb coming in to save him, but yeah, no matter how much you cross your arms in that situation, you've got 5 people looking at you. Just shooting. WM1 as ASU, they managed to make it through the cave and claim the second point. One of the hardest points to cap in the game, this one. So we'll see how ASU managed to grapple with Lich's barrage yet again. But this is where the Pharah really becomes less effective. Like, getting a good angle with the Pharah here is a nightmare. You can't do it. You're almost having to play ground fire. Just shoot rocket, peek, you know?
Yeah, 100%. You can see Lich is just going to try and find spots. And this is the choke of death. How do you get through this choke? They don't have ultimates, so if anything, you're ASU, you just want to start playing slow, charge up ultimates. Good dynamite from J-Man. Well, Lich is conking over to the left side to potentially try and push someone out. They don't have a lot of healing. You see, Lich doesn't have someone on their team that can heal them up, keep them topped up. Baptiste and Lucio are very difficult to get healing on. Oh, big rockets, though.
Yeah, big rockets, big damage, big kills from Tanuki. Yeah, this is it, really, right? I mean, whoever Temp chunks down, Lich can finish off. Whoever Lich chunks down, Temp can finish off. Just such high damage at range. Can be tough for ASU to kind of walk up, but they've got the ults to do it. If they can get another wall, get another isolation, and pop the Blizzard and run over the front line, they might be able to do it. But yeah, I'm pretty scared of Lich right now. Hiding with the barrage. Patience, a hunter's best virtue. And that barrage straight on top of Aurora. Can't see that one coming.
Oh, interesting.
Thinking Spirit. Aurorus. Well, I mean, to get in the wall there is perfect. In that mega health pack room.
I really like
does
that
get taken
recognition.
down.
I really like that recognition from Anhu. They know that the lamp went down from the barrage, so therefore if they got someone, there wasn't going to be a lamp. Temp throws the bomb to try and slow things down, but it's actually not going to do a lot of anything. So those are some big ultimates and some big losses for Tanuki Esports, and now ASU's got the car going towards the final checkpoint.
Bob's almost available too from J-Man. Temp on the Widowmaker now, trying to make a big difference. Only need one headshot here. If you can take out that Mei, Arizona can play as aggressive as they like. And what an angle too. Oh, it's a Panther strafe in the wrong way. And that is disaster. 10 seconds to go. Sound barrier, Bob. Both beats, in fact. Tanuki Esports. They got the personal advantage and they've got the annihilation. I think it's all over. Just that one headshot was all that they required to hold on this third point. Heads up play by Temp. Patient too, waiting for the map to re-strafe back into the crosshair. And there it is. There is the payload.
Yeah, and there you go. ASU, they do get it very far into the third point. This is a difficult map to capture. So Tanuki, it's not over yet. They still have a long way to go. We saw how difficult it was to get through the second point, even the first point at times. So the question is, now that they go over the offense, what does Tanuki play? Do they stick with the Pharah? Do they try and put Lich on the Trace to create themselves a distraction? There's so many different ways that they can go, and ASU, that's a problem. When a team is willing to throw curveballs at you consistently, it's very difficult to set up your own defensive composition.
Do you go far on the offense here if you're Tanuki?
I don't hate the idea of going Pharah on the attack, because it can be it just puts out a ton of damage. There's a lot of angles that you can play. The only issue that comes is that the defensive setup can be very difficult to deal with. J-Man's going to play the Ashe, the Panther on the Baptiste. It's a lot of pump out damage, and as I talked about last time, if you're going to play Lucio Baptiste, who heals the Pharah? Like, that's some Hail Mary right clicks that you're throwing as a Baptiste, and the Lucio, good luck trying to get heals from him. So maybe we could see Social stick to the Zenyatta. They could just play a high damage composition like we see right now. Play Zenyatta, Baptiste, Sigma, maybe even go over to the Pharah, just sort of pump out damage. A lot of options. Actually, looks like we're going to see the same thing once again. Social Temp throwing the right click, throwing the damage out through this left door.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't know about this spot. Nice stuff. Clearly not paying attention when I'm in the spawn room, that's for sure.
Oh.
Zen switch, Lucio, Ashe. Okay, so we're just seeing the Mei again.
Just see them play Rush. They're going to try and get in the face of the ASU. Mirror compositions, actually, after all things. So let's see how ASU can play now that they're sort of on even playing field.
Oh, nice little check there by Temp. Got to kill that wall first. Hear that dynamite ticking too. All good though, straight over the wall with Temp Zone. Really nasty lamp spot as well. You can like over peek that as well if you really wanted to, but here comes ASU. They've got a wall of their own. All about cooldown management at this point, both for the Maze. They're just going to make it out of there alive, only just as the payload gets moving, but J-Man shuts that down pretty quick.
Yeah, J-Man, great shot there on the Social. That'll slow things down. It's going to be about building ultimate charge. Surprise Tanuki, this is the moment that they're going to decide to go for the mirror. It can be very difficult to get up these stairs in the mirror composition. You saw how ASU broke it open last time. They got J-Man onto an off angle that they weren't able to deal with. Maybe we could see the same thing come out from Temp.
No, they're going to go fast. Oh, window denied there by Solazen. They're going to deploy, just wait, I would imagine, just to hold on for just the moment, hold on for dear life. Yeah, in front of the window, even the Ram crossing his arms, they will end up going down eventually. Good defense so far from ASU. I haven't even let that payload go around this first corner.
Yeah, 90 seconds off the clock. This is the problem. If you're not putting any pressure on the card, ASU can just commit all of their resources into playing this choke. So much easier for Anhu to get an effective wall. And now, if you're Tanuki trying to go up that stairs into a blizzard, into a bob, it's just going to be a death sentence. So maybe taking a different approach. They're going to try and move the card across. You can see Aurora contesting from the side.
Yeah, it's going to be a bloodbath this fight. Look at all the ultimates available, like you said.
Up they go.
Advantage though. Oh my, what? Wait, you are just alone, my guy. I knew he's going to throw the blizzards. Oh, there's a couple of them coming in, I'd imagine. Yeah, here comes the second one. Sound barrier and temp with an amazing angle, utilizing that window to his full potential there. Just staying back, knowing that, you know, if you step up, you're going to get blizzards, you're going to get walled, you can use your range to your advantage. A nice little stagger to boot too. A minute and 30 seconds to go. Tanuki have finally broken the defense there of ASU, but they've still got one more mountain to climb. Well, there's still a hill, I suppose.
It can be a mountain, you know.
I mean, to be fair with you, this point is a mountain to climb. This is rough. This is a painful point.
So ASU are going to be completely set up here as well. So J-Man's going to be able to throw the bobs. The Panther's going to have the window. So this is a very difficult fight for Tanuki. They're going to throw their bob first. It's going to walk into a good position. They're blasting down someone. Angelic and Anu had to use the block early. Both teams willing to just trade them off.
Push the bob. Oh, I was going to say push the bob into more of the center street there.
Aurora gets very aggressive.
Yeah. Angelic going in melee range there of the Ramatra. No fear though. As Arizona had to back up. Oh, Lich.
Late
That's
kill.
A big pick. Anu just squares up to Lich. Little icicle to the dome. Easy kill. And yeah, late kill indeed, Scott. That's even later one. 40 seconds to go. This is final fight territory for Tanuki.
And most importantly, Aurora didn't have to use the Annihilation to close out that fight as well. Lich goes over to the Pharah, thinking, hey, maybe we just sort of threw something different at them for this final seconds. It worked so well on the defense. Maybe it can work here now.
He's come out clutch before. What do you got for us? That's the question. You can kind of glide around here, slide off these roofs, but gotta be quite careful. These sightlines are so deadly for the Pharah to kind of walk into. You can see J-Man already checking the skies, checking for birds, checking for planes and the Pharah. Annihilation for both Ramatras too. 3 seconds to go now as overtime approaches.
I like this window. It'll move forward with the cart. You can put out a lot of damage. They've isolated Angelic.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, look at the annihilations from both Rams, just splitting up the teams, but a kill onto Angelic and Anu. There's a good boop. Oh, what a coach gun. My word, I'm not sure if they'd have been able to take the fight into their own hands, but ASU, they had 2 members left. And you can see Aurora kind of cleaning things up, so maybe it did matter in the end, but the coach gun on the Ram to push them away. There's the cap, but Tanuki still 2 minutes in the time bank. And now you're onto the second toughest point to capture, the caves.
It's going to be really important for ASU to win this next fight, or at least make it difficult. Force Tanuki to use ultimates. You see, Lich is just throwing in rockets from this window. They need to keep Lich in order. Lich was the one who sort of really helped open up that fight on the last time, playing these off angles. You can see Anhu wants to go really early with this blizzard.
Scared though, look. Paying attention to Lich that entire time. There's the blizzard. Can they get the wall? Oh, the freeze goes through. Somehow, some way. That's going to respond with a sound barrier. Tanuki Esports moving on forward, but now they have to worry about the window. But here's Lich. Barrage in hand. It's got a good angle for it too. It's just going to slide off the terrain on the high ground, but they've already lost temp. What's Tanuki's game plan now? Lich is in the background here, in the back lines. Undetected thus far, so should be able to just hang around, but they are hunting for them.
Good movement there from Lich to get out. Recognizing that if they get picked here, that's just another stagger on the list. They're going to try and get Lich in a position that they can get this barrage. You can play Lich. Oh, they're actually going to go in through the window. Maybe you're going to try and go in unseen.
Uh-oh. Lich is going to peek through on this high ground. Do they know? I think they do now. Yes, good heads-up play. Very cerebral play there from Angelic, knowing that Lich could potentially be on a flank. They got to know that they got barrage. Bob in to start the fight off. Still, J-Man paranoid, looking for the Pharah, knowing Lich could strike at any moment. The call's going to come through soon because those rockets will hurt.
There's some good back and forth here. Both teams disengaging very well against the Bobs. A lot of poke damage coming in. Angelic has the sound barrier. When do you pull this one? Arizona goes very aggressive with the ultimate.
Oh, Lich! Lich hit the wall with the barrage, instantly killing themselves. And there goes Arizona. This just might be it. There's just no way you come back in. You've popped so many ultimates. And ASU are going to make these staggers hurt too. 10 seconds to go. I know they've got to deal with a Lucio, but they're going to quickly stuff him out. There it is. Yeah, no way you're getting to the point now. Not with Angelic on the case. Even a wall to deal with as well. ASU, they keep themselves alive in the series. No more 3 Overwatch. Not just yet.
We're back.
We're so back.
And you can see ASU feel very confident in that mirror matchup when they're just playing pound for pound. It felt like ASU, they were able to play. You almost have to think, if you're Tanuki Esports, we need to stick. Keep playing the Pharah, keep playing something different that I was able to get. Lich didn't play any of the Tracer, didn't find much value playing, the May of their own. I feel like learn from this map, go on to something, now that they have the map choice that you feel a lot more comfortable on and you can play your strengths.
I mean, that is always the dangerous situation, right? You're in a situation, you're 2-0 down, you have to reverse sweep, but now you have to deal with 3 maps of the enemy's choice. So now we're going to see where Tanuki want to go. Lich, we've seen pretty proficient on the Pharah. Tracer, a pretty big flex player in all honesty. Yeah. Where would you think that Tanuki go from here? We've got push, and we've got Flashpoint still available.
Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be really the question, because, like, as you can see here, Lich playing the Pharah, gets the big barrage, finds the value. It's really like whenever they were able to sort of play their own game, but J-Man really coming alive in this series. Just hitting a lot of big shots. We've been talking so much about temp in this series, hitting the big shots, finding these openings, but when J-Man was able to have a little bit of space because Lich isn't playing the Pharah, wasn't playing the Tracer, freedom to shoot, J-Man's able to come alive, and just some great play, great macro with their ultimates. Dude, that Bob just barely existed.
Yeah, just half a second worth of Bob there. Even now Bob gets the tank passive. So, yeah, this is, headshot, resist, it's not enough.
Not through a window.
Yeah, absolutely no way.
You can see...
we'll see ASU now, obviously, suffer from the map pick of Tanuki Esports as a Flashpoint. I mean, I would want to say Flashpoint, if honestly.
A part of me wonders if they'd rather go to something like Runasapi and play like a Pharah on Runasapi, or Tracer is also hyper effective on a lot of these push maps. Like, I think there's definitely options that you can go to, especially because I don't think you're seeing a lot of difference in either of the Flashpoints. This is where the Lich barrage was tragic. Yeah,
it's so sad. I'm sure every Pharah player has been there at one time in their life. And normally you're happy, like, if you end up going down, you at least trade for one, but that was like, they clicked Q, and on the frame they clicked Q, they were dead.
Yeah, it literally instantaneous, because you were looking directly at the Ramatra form that just has so much health. So you can see the maps that they could go to. So it's either New Junk City, Suravasa, Colossea, New Queen Street, or Runasapi.
A lot of new maps. New.
Yeah.
When are we getting the new New York map?
When are we getting, like, the old Junk City and old Queen City?
Old Junk City? We don't want to go there, buddy. It's just a wasteland.
Hey, it's Australia, baby.
It's just nothing. I was gonna make the joke, but thank God you did. I didn't want to, didn't want to upset you, but out the middle of Australia, there is pretty much nothing. So yeah,
that's true. Except for some fun little cities.
Fun little cities.
And a big rock.
Ayers Rock. I've been to Ayers Rock, actually.
Have you?
Yeah, long time ago.
I don't believe you. When I didn't.
Okay, thanks, bro.
Me when I lie on the internet,
I wasn't. I went a long time ago when I was a teenager, like when I was like 14, 15, with my parents, my family out there. Bro, we just like saw it.
Oh yeah, because back in the day you were able to climb it. I went when I was like 5, and you were able to walk up it. But then
really,
you were able to walk up it. They had like a handrail, but I think people. People are stupid, and then
people vandalize it.
Yeah, and it's a historic monument as well, obviously.
That's true. Nice place, nice place, Australia. Out in the middle of nowhere. It's pretty cool. What's not out in the middle of nowhere? The Coliseum. That was a segue not to be proud of, but I'll make it work. ASU Tanuki Esports picking up this one. As we go to push. I haven't seen a ton of Colosseo. Actually, we haven't seen a ton of push, to be fair. We haven't normally made it that far, as 3 Overwatch normally results in Escort and Hybrid being picked as second and third.
I believe Tanuki's thinking here is this is probably the best Sigma map that you could think of out of that list, right? There's a lot of, as we know, a lot of standing around, sort of poking and prodding. It's a long distance to climb, and there's a lot of high ground, so Sigma can potentially get more value. So maybe they're confident in their ability. Also on the other side, Anhu, ASU, trying to work with what happened in the last map, playing the Mei, but there's such open spaces that Mei can be quite difficult to find value. And Lich is going back to the patented Tracer as well. Something he found so much value in the past.
Yeah, I mean, Tanuki are basically playing their Icon Volder comp, but without the Lucio this time too, so... Jumping over to Brig instead as we begin the dance of Colosseo.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of poking and prodding here. I don't expect either team to really step up too much, so we might be here for a while. See, both Ashes just trying to hit big dynamites. Nice one there onto Tanuki Esports from J-Man. And you can... Players get so much confidence as well. Takes one good map and then all of a sudden it gets a lot easier. You're finding it, you're hitting a lot more shots. So if J-Man can keep playing in that form that we just saw in Shambali, that'd be huge for ASU.
Yeah, honestly, confidence is a marvelous thing. If you just have a little bit more confidence in yourself, yeah, just you can turn the tides pretty quickly. Taking more aggressive angles, like you were saying, hitting more shots. Oh, J-Man narrowly escaping with their life there. Window coming off for Solazen though. This is going to be rather deadly. Yeah, good angle to Aurora getting out of there or trying to. It's actually Lich that starts off the fight very quickly, killing the Mei of all things. Good shot by Tim.
Yeah, one shot. Z Panther not expecting it through the window. That'll take it. Was a bit of a trade back and forth, but great play by there by Solo Zen with the window dropping it first, gives them the advantage, and also not conceding on a worse angle. You know, a lot of Baptiste, they don't want to expose themselves too much, and they'll throw it at a more defensive angle. By putting it at that way, there was so much extra value they were able to get. So they've got a little bit of car progress, 23 meters and counting. As Lich pushes it, but they're willing to back up again. We've seen this Tails all the time. They want to back up into a situation where they have an advantage, where ASU can't just easily speed onto their Sigma and their setup.
She's got a pulse bomb though, anything's possible. Oh, hello Ram. What are you crouching down there for? Oh, he sees the Tracer. Oh, pulse bomb hits the wall. Doesn't matter though. No heals for J-Man whatsoever. Got to imagine Angelic and Zapantha were trying to focus on the front line. Blizzard aggressively used, walling off the Sigma and the BAP.
Oh, late rally.
This rally is, yeah, I was going to say extremely late into the window. There's a Bob too.
Bob's good.
I mean, Bob's real good, yeah, into that small room. I don't think this Sigma's going to survive, or this Ramattra, sorry. Yeah, Aurora ends up going down. Absolute bloodbath in the center of the map. A lot of ultras being expended and no meter is gained by ASU there as Temp comes back in.
Yeah, very bold rally and Bob there from Temp and Social, but it ends up paying off for them. That was going to be meterage that ASU were going to get on the board, but instead it gets stymied, and now we're going to end up into the same spot. Sigma, Brig set up in this corner. Now ASU, they're going to have to aggress without the options of having that Blizzard, without the Bob, without the window. So it might be a little bit of a slow fight here with ASU, unless they want to go aggressive using their sound barrier on Angelic, but so is them with a window. The longer they wait, the more opportunity Tanuki is going to be able to go aggressive.
You see ASU just trying to take a more aggressive angle, a pillar at a time, quite literally. But this window in the back line here could be quite deadly. Flux connecting, along with that kill onto Lich. There's a good start to the fight, and they're going to make it hurt here. They're going to just throw the sound barrier in. I mean, making sure you guarantee yourself this fight, Scott. You're going to be able to take the lead and then push it a little bit further too. It's a big stagger onto Arizona, so now taking the lead and then maybe getting even J-Man up onto this high ground with the BAP. This is devastating for Tanuki.
Yeah, this is really important. You're actually going to see a switch from them as well. Arizona goes over to the Diva Social onto the Lucio, recognizing it's going to be, it's going to be very difficult for them to be able to get back into this fight. I don't know how I feel about this Diva Lucio. Are they going to be able to find the value that they're going to need? There's so much damage that's going to go into Arizona at all times.
Yeah, you got an infinite matrix though, so you're good.
Oh yeah, true.
Ooh,
another great shot by J-Man.
By J-Man, yeah, Leisha wasn't even looking that way. No, Leisha's gonna get pulled too. ASU not afraid to invest ultimates right now. They know they need to. Again, setting J-Man up with Zapantha on the BAP on high ground is a priority #1 for the team. That's exactly what they're gonna do, and this is where you make waves on this map, Scott. If you can get ahead here, it's tough to get back.
100%. We're going to see the point does get held. We got the high ground contest. Tanuki's trying to just slow this down, but as I said, there's just a lot of damage coming out. Bob comes through, takes down the lamp. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, where'd it go? All right, Tim, up onto the high ground. There's still a Bob
Oh.
in possession with Jamin. Oh, it just
I think
shot.
he was aiming for the dynamite
He
there,
was
and he hit Lich.
100% aiming for the dynamite. Rest in peace, Lich's foot. And there goes the payload. Bob's actually just escorting this one, and this is where it all falls apart from Tanuki. They need something in this fight. They're desperately trying to get on top of J-Man right now. Good support play coming through from ASU as they're nearing this checkpoint. You can see on your screens. They're going to have to touch. They do manage to get there just in time. That would have been even worse, adding insult to injury. As
that's a really big deal.
eventually come up with kills.
That can be a really big deal whether or not you get that checkpoint. Tanuki now finally stabilizing. They're in a good spot now with the ultimates that they have. So ASU, it's going to have to change this mid-fight. Obviously, in the past, Tanuki wanted to play slow with the Sigma, but now that they're playing the D.Va, they need to play faster. They have a D.Va bomb, they have a pulse bomb, they have a sound barrier, so they have the tools to be able to just consistently stay in this fight. How is ASU going to respond? Are they just going to play slow on the high ground, or are they going to try and match the aggression?
Got the sound barrier. I mean, ASU need to force the sound barrier from Tanuki right now. They need to just get that out of there so they can make full use of this annihilation.
Oh, aggressive beat.
Very aggressive beat. That was a two-man, I think, from Tanuki. Not great. And J-Man just walks away. Just quite literally holds ass. Sound barrier's gone from both sides, and now this annihilation can be pretty much free. Literally looking for a pulse bomb. Oh, throws it in. Still manages to clip. Angelic, though, hits the recall, knows the annihilation, just kind of destroying their health bar. With the self-destruct for the remake, and this bot is just ever so slowly inching towards the lead. As J-Man once more taking care of Lich, who's been shut down over the last couple of maps, Scott.
Yeah, just big shots by J-Man. It feels like Lich, what we talked about in the past, Lich was able to just sort of run around. They weren't able to punish him, but now every time Lich is taking this off angle, J-Man's just hitting the shot. So then all of a sudden Lich has to play more respectful, play a little bit slower, and now 3 minutes remaining. Tanuki did get a lot of meters, so they don't need to win too many fights to get the lead. So Zen with the window.
Good opportunity to eat this blizzard, though. I knew he's going to have a tough time actually getting this ultimate off.
Might have to almost wait just for the D.Va mech to be lost, because while it's out there, it's going to be almost impossible to time.
Right.
And it goes down, and they're actually into Rory here.
Yeah, they have in the corner. Puts the shit up for himself and pops the annihilation. Oh, there's the eat. Beautiful stuff from Arizona. Michelin star, perhaps. Bob comes out for J-Man as Arizona just trying to hold on to this bot. But look at that, just jumping into the back line, knowing potentially that the fight is lost. 66 meters to 57 right now. Oh, okay, somehow gets back in the mech. Jeez, these pilot divas today, man. There's something about them.
Yeah, and you can see Aurora's still living, sorry.
How is Arizona? No. How is Arizona staying alive in this situation?
Have to be great healing from Solo Zen and Social, keeping them alive. But most importantly, Zapantha uses the window late in that fight. The cart's moving. They cannot let this checkpoint go through. This checkpoint goes through, ASU are going to be in a dangerous spot. You can see they're trying to juggle this fight, but the problem with doing these kind of juggles is if you lose one of your players, all of a sudden it starts to snowball away from you. Tanuki deciding to regroup, but now even less meters, only a 6-meter lead from ASU.
Yeah, 6-meter lead and a minute to go. That's 6 meters. Well. I mean, it's so close to that checkpoint too. Early sound barrier again from Tanuki. They're going to try and go for this engage, but where are the kills? Where's the follow-up? They just can't get it done. They are in control of the bot though, Scott, and they do have a pulse bomb, and they have a Bob still, but the high ground control very much in favor of ASU right now.
Yeah, they forced the recall of Anhu just there, but they wish they had that sound barrier back, almost a little too antsy to pop it. The follow-up wasn't there, and they couldn't dislodge him from the high ground. The card is moving closer and closer and closer, so ASU is going to have to stay near the bot. But look at how far back Solo Zen and Temp are having to play. They're so far away from each other. Ooh.
There's no way that's effective range. You're not getting any damage in. There's the sound barrier from ASU trying to turn this fight around. There you go, Social down. Those 6 meters, Scott. Looking like a quarter of a mile at this point is ASU firmly controlling the bot. They're pushing it away, making it hard for Tanuki to come back into this fight. Lich dead, final fight coming up. Tanuki should be able to get a touch here. I'm curious if how far ASU end up just pushing this. Might just try and take this mid fight here. They don't want to overextend.
They don't want to go too far forward. It's going to be a 5 versus 5 fight. ASU do have a lot of strong ultimates up. The Panthers ultimate, the Kiriko Kitsune rush is so strong to fight into. Window goes down early from Tanuki, but you're just going to see ASU disengage. Very smart play, very tempered. They don't need to take the fight right there, and that's an ultimate down the drain for Tanuki.
Yeah, look at the ults. They got a rush. They got a pulse. Oh, they did have a pulse. Temper lives double tap on the Tracer. Solo Zen high in the sky. Good boop. There's the kill. Aurora taking down Solo Zen. Very little heals now for Tanuki. They need this remake desperately. Aurora finds 2, and there it is. ASU reverse sweep incoming. Tanuki Esports go down on their map choice. And now we go to a map number 5. Oh no, there's no 3 Overwatch here anymore. All the way to 5 maps as ASU managed to clutch it out. Only 6 meters in it too.
Very close. Just the little things going by the wayside. I felt like Tanuki getting a little overzealous with some of their ultimates. We saw the sound barrier. Didn't get the value early windows. Twice
Tanuki sound barrier. They hit a 2-person beat, they went up to high ground, they couldn't get any kills, then they did it again, they hit a low ground beat, hit 5, and then there was no kills. ASU disengaged.
Yeah, and ASU doing a phenomenal job, and the player I really want to call out for this team is J-Man. J-Man on the Ash, hitting the shots when they are needed most, keeping Lich in check, just slowly just able to hold on, and now all of a sudden it feels like Tanuki is the team that, oh no, what we're doing isn't working, and they're kind of throwing anything they can at the wall to see if it'll work. Arizona going over to the Diva, found some value. Social on the Brig didn't work, so interesting to see how this match is progressing, and now we know we have to go to Flashpoint, a map where Rush is very strong. Are we going to a map where ASU is going to feel a little bit more comfortable?
Oh, these shots from Jay.
That shot.
I mean, you are shutting down the hottest player in the lobby right now, in Lich. And that was the big reason why Tanuki was winning, was Lich in the first few games finding first picks, pulse bombs, just like 1 clips, just hiding away, being sneaky, being tricky on the Tracer. But it is J-Man right now, rightfully, like you said, pointed out, just finding big opening kills, and even just leg shotting the Tracer, body shotting the Tracer, forcing Lich to basically disappear for a few moments, regain health, maybe force a recall, just stop Lich getting away with murder. You could argue it's harder to play the Tracer here, but it is Colosseo, there's a lot of flank routes. I wouldn't say it's that much more difficult, but Scott, we're going to Flashpoint next. Like you said, Rush is the agenda for this map more often than not. Suravasa or New Junk City, those are the picks.
I have to imagine, just from what we've seen, that it would be Suravasa from Tanuki, but it's hard to know, right? Like, it's impossible to know. And honestly, the maps don't play that differently depending on the maps. Like, they are just very linear in terms of the way that the fights are taken. They're very flat, not a lot of high grounds are used, so I would almost be guaranteed that ASU are going to play towards that May. We're going to see Lich playing that Tracer, trying to play on the flanks. Very similar to what we've seen over the last couple of maps. How do they adjust? And is there even a bigger switch come out from Tanuki? They could play Pharah. If you go over to Suravasa, Pharah could work, but that's a huge gamble.
It is a huge gamble, but that's maybe what they need. It's difficult, right? You're either swinging one way or the other. It's like, okay, do we take the gamble? Maybe we gamble with the Pharah, or do we go back to what we was very successful with on the first couple of maps in the Tracer and the Sigma Rush, right? With the Lucio
the
on
Ichabod.
Yeah, the classic. I mean, hey, anything, and it's all up in the air right now. ASU, and the chat was predicting them too at the very top of the series that they wanted them to win, or at least the majority of them did. Pretty close in the voting, actually, compared to the rest of their games today. But a lot of fans from ASU in the chat, and I'm sure a lot of them pumping their fists right now. Map number 5 coming up. Reverse sweep potential for ASU. We'll see if Tanuki can deny right after this break. Welcome back. ASU back-to-back map win. Shimbali Monastery and Colosseo with theirs. They're on the road to a reverse sweep against Tanuki Esports. New Junk City is the map pick, and like you were mentioning before, Scott, before we jump to the break, both maps play out pretty similarly realistically. There are a couple of differences here and there, but it's still the rush game type. You still need to go fast. Not really a map or a game mode where you can play slow and play poke style, so we'll have to wait and see what either team wants to bring to the field here.
Yeah, and we're going to see the teams where we got a little bit of a mix-up on the top banners, but I was going to say, I don't think Tanuki want to end up in this mirror matchup, and from what I'm looking at right now, Lich is hovering the Pharah. It's something that I could see them sticking towards. I'd be surprised if we saw Tanuki going for a strategy where they want to just take this mirror matchup. It hasn't worked for them in the past. Go with something different, and now, yeah, it looks like they're going to go with the Diva. They're going to go with the Pharah. And what's Temp going to... Temp's now going to try their hand at the Tracer as well. So they do want to play that Tracer.
All right, okay. But against the Mei and the Cassidy, I mean,
Difficult.
two very good picks to deal with both the Pharah and the Tracer, respectively, right?
And you're going to see ASU's going to want to run down this Tanuki squad. Tanuki's going to want to poke and prod and then find a window to go in once the damage from Lich is high. That's why we're just playing ring around the rosy around this arena right now.
That is not a good spot for J-Man to be in. Team there to kind of back him up. Ooh, yeah, I mean, not a good spot at all. Good matchup, though, against the Lucio with that hinder grenade. It's actually Temp that falls first, but they're going to get quickly traded out. Zapantha down, but Lich hunted by J-Man. This is tough. Tanuki, are they going to go for a quick swap here? Oh, with these DPS, knowing full well that J-Man and Anu are on the Mei and the Cassidy. Doesn't look like it. More than happy just to stay with that. As ASU, they cap the point first.
Yeah, Temp just feels like it's going to be very difficult to play Tracer into this. There's going to be a lot of healing. It's going to be very difficult to find any picks. They were the first person to fall in that one. But Tanuki, as you said, more than happy to play the same composition. We'll see if Temper just wants to put some point pressure on. Lich needs to find damage, needs to find windows for this team to get picks.
Temp set themselves on the point.
Oh, it's down.
Takes down Lich, and yeah, like you said, good luck, Temp. Yes, come on. Fighting the Cassidy and the Mei, you'd rather not fight one of them. How about two of them? There's just no way you stay in this fight. I mean, just this one pick is going to cause a final fight territory, at least for this point, at least.
Yeah, and there's not even close to too many ultimates for Tanuki. Maybe getting up to this Kitsune rush, but they're going to have to force their way in before they really get this one up.
Good luck.
Getting through this choke is so difficult against the Anhu Mei. They're just waiting for a wall.
Yeah, trying to rush in, you can see, but Zapantha's just going to lay down that window. Rush has been utilized. TP, Suzu, out. Sound barrier 2 from Tanuki. Throwing everything in the kitchen sink. Jan hitting the dab in the mid-air there with this high noon, but Lich is dead once more, and Temp, one frame, one pixel peeking the little head around the forklift or whatever that machine is, taken clean off by that high noon, and there you go, you invested both support ultimates to try and win that fight, and you do not. 99% ticking out to 100, and ASU, they got that first capture point on the board.
I found it really difficult to play the Pharah. That's why if they wanted to play the Pharah, I was expecting them to go towards Suravasa. It's a lot more open, a lot more airspace. But now we're going to see Tanuki just hard switch. They're going to go over, mirror the Ram Rush, which, you know, is admirable if you're in a better spot. But unfortunately, right now, they have 0 ults. So this is going to be a difficult round because they're walking into a Mei Blizzard. They're walking into an Aurora Annihilation. So if they're able to just use their ultimates effectively, this should be quite an easy second round. Oh, J-Man down.
No. Oh, Zapantha, a little bit of a movement misstep there. Dropped down to the low ground. Couldn't continually heal the Cassidy, sorry. Solazan just trying to keep up his frontliners, but good aggression there from ASU. However, it will be Tanuki Esports claiming the point. Big wrap here, in fact, from ASU as Solazan ends up falling over. As the Annihilation has been pulled by Aurora, but he's so low, but it doesn't matter. Ramatra is still going to be firing regardless of what stance he's in.
It's a really good fight by Tanuki. Like, they were at such a huge disadvantage, but they're able to sort of get a fight. It eventually does flip back towards ASU, which is unfortunate, but I think you take that. That forced so many ultimates out from ASU. You know, that was the Mei Blizzard, that was the Annihilation, but you got 34% on the board. You get ultimates of your own coming up, so it couldn't have gone better. Getting a little bit of an olive branch and a way back into this map. Keep their season alive for Stage 3.
Of course, this being an elimination match too, the winner here will go on to face TSM, which ASU felt the wrath of in those opening matches. It was a 3-0 to TSM. See Arizona now making their way onto the point, but this is such a good map though, Scott. Oh, sorry, such a good point for the long-range hit scan. Even the May too, stepping up onto the point. It is deadly. It's just so open, and you can see them trying to put up a wall, trying to remedy that situation. Blizzard's going to come through, but it looks like ASU are ready for it. Everybody scattering down to the low ground. They're going to take full advantage of that, however, and kill J-Man. It is a small trade, but ASU still control. 92% as the flip ends up coming through. Social laying down the beat to only hit 4, but are they able to finish them off? The Bob is going to have to get deployed here from Temp to try and just salvage the rest of this fight. It's a messy one at that. The eventual Temp Bob finishes off Sapantha from across the map as Tanuki Esports, they're regaining control, but for how much longer?
This is such a brawl. Tanuki somehow, some way, crawling their way back in. They got the flip in the middle of that fight as well, so they're up to 80%. So now it's ASU on the back foot on this point. Fortunately for them, they have the ultimates. Who's coming with the Blizzard, J-Man with a Deadeye. But you can see Tanuki don't want to let them get into this fight.
Blizzard! Get him out of there! Free man's J-Man. Trying to get past that wall. That Blizzard creating a lot of space too, same with that Deadeye. Good block though from Lich. It's actually going to stop J-Man from not only securing the kill, but stop them actually getting the flip off of that Deadeye alone. J-Man just helping out the Baptiste there, trying to get through, but oh dearie me, another dogfight on the point as Aurora just dashing to the back line, trying to make something happen, trying to make a hero play. The Annihilations are good, but look at this. Lich sniping J-Man into the back line, and Tanuki Esports, they're going to be out to cab. This point was an absolute a mess. There's a more, you know,
you're gonna say it, yeah, you're gonna say it a nice way, and then you were like, mess, and then I was like, he could have said something harsher, because that was absolutely chaotic. There was no rhyme or reason to a lot of that play. This is a team deathmatch setup right now. Both of these teams just throwing everything they can. You can only imagine how chaotic these calls are right now. I think whichever team starts calming down and starts comboing their stuff better together in this map will be the one that gets the win.
J-Man suffering from a little bit of a burn there, unfortunately. This window's deadly. Oh, Lich! Look, good lamp though, but it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, that hitbox not quite getting around that corner, and a nice spicy headshot onto Social too. Even trying to, I like that, okay. Jump at the window, Temp's looking at you, still go for the dynamite shot. Big fan of that. Tanuki Esports with control of the point. It looks like ASU are going to force them off. J-Man on a nice little flank, but the Bob is going to try and make it even. The Arizona dead. Yeah, there's no chance for Tanuki to come back in. Maybe Temp
questionable Bob.
Wishing they could save the Bob now.
Yeah, Temp throws that in last second, maybe turning it around. Yeah, they live for a little bit longer, but these are the kind of mistakes that we were talking about that you cannot afford in this moment. ASU doing a great job following up on that J-Man damage. So ASU, 29% and counting. So Tanuki, they're walking in with a Blizzard. How do you find a window to get this in? How do you find this position? They're going to route over to the right side, try and isolate some targets. But, oh man, look at how open this fight is. Lich already have to use the ice block as well, so they're not going to have that self-protection. Great wall from Arn, who's flipping it off. Blizzard
catches one. Here comes the lamp. Secondary Blizzard coming through. It's going to split the team. Sound barriers from both sides, but Lich is already dead. That early ice block pop there, Scott, cost them dearly. 75% for ASU. A good wall, actually, is going to separate the team. Not for a brief moment, though. Instantly deletes it, because it's all up to Tanuki. They need to get to this point. Aurora's just, I don't know where Aurora's going. He's just running to the back line. I mean, why not? Nice little Vortex as well. Who is there to touch? Looks like it's going to be the Ram as the Annihilation's going to be popped. But they've got to deal with this window first. He's trying to dance around it. He ends up finding one kill, but he's so low. 1 HP. Easily dealt with there by Anu. And Anora repays the favor in kind, using that Annihilation on the back line of Tanuki. And it's all falling apart, Scott. 2 points to 1. ASU 1 point away from finding a reverse sweep.
Yeah, Tanuki, they're frazzled right now. You can see the way they're using their ultimates. Everyone's trying to be the hero. Everyone is trying to find a way to win this map on their own. It's going to be both teams getting to the point at the same time. Almost no ultimates on the board. Solo Zen will have the window. Oh, huge dynamites on both sides.
Yep, there's a window for Solozen too, so this could be a very deadly fight for ASU to actually take. Look at that, deployed right in the doorway.
Aurora's one.
There's no way. You can't peek that even if you're that low. If if you're the healer there, there's absolutely no chance. Good window usage from Tanuki. Should be able to get the point first yet again. But they have to be perfect now, Scott.
Yeah, they have to be perfect. It's so important right now. Here for Tanuki Esports. They have the Bob. They have the ability to do this. They're in the right spot. They have the ultimates coming online. It's about cycling their ultimates, finding the windows. Don't give ASU a window into this fight. You know Anhu has this Blizzard. They're going to be trying to force a wall, isolate one target, and catch someone with the Blizzard. And you can see how slow ASU are willing to take this fight. They're not trying to make a misstep.
How are you?
All right, Anu. Blizzard, like you said. Bob coming up for J-Man. Speaking of Bobs, there's one thrown out. Oh, Anu just falls over.
I thought that was going to be a great disengage from ASU. I don't know where Anu got picked from.
Oh, they're going to try something at the very least. Yeah, look. Arizona maybe overstaying their welcome a little bit, but this is final fight. Tanuki want to take this one cleanly. All right, ASU, do you manage to regroup?
Now, importantly, Lich has a Blizzard online, so now, whichever room ASU tries to go through, we're going to see a Blizzard to cut them off.
2 Blizzards available. Lich throws theirs out first. Already, though, Aurora taking down ASU. Crumbling here before the tide. I think maybe you want to go for a reset. Just go to the next point, or at least maybe fight on point, knowing this point is probably lost. I mean, Lich is on a nasty little off angle, but they're going to deploy committing anyway. They are committing. Bob on the point. Does end up getting booped away, but here's the flip. ASU coming in big. Aurora's coming back in just a moment too. Annihilation going to get popped. Arizona finds 2, 3, in fact. A lot used there by both sides. ASU, Window, Bob, Blizzard. As Tanuki tie it up, it could not be closer. This final point will decide. Reverse sweep, or maybe Tanuki gets the denial.
It's by the fingertips. It's so close. It's just a few little plays that are deciding. We're going to see Tanuki getting to this choke first, so they're going to be able to dictate the flow of this fight. How are they going to do it? ASU's going to go all the way around, go in through this high ground, and they're going to meet at the top. Oh, lead engage so early.
Super early. Nice vortex in the choke. Maybe tried to split some people off here, but yeah, that's a questionable one. Although Angelic gets the boot kill onto Temp. All right. That's first fight, or at least you'd think one. Point has been unlocked, and there you go. Decisively making the call. We're going to back up, cap, and now set up for the next play.
Oh my god, Angelic. That was definitely a mistake with how early that sound barrier was. I don't know how they got that kill into J-Man, but it... Oh, sorry, Temp. But that was so close. And now it's Tanuki's turn to try and get into this fight. Getting onto the high ground, they have the window.
Oh, that's a dirty window there, but it's a very easy window to disengage from, Scott. Points. I've been taking just yet. There should be like a re-engage here from ASU. They can touch the point, so they're not going to let the flip go for free.
It's interesting. You can see both teams just poking and prodding. No one wants to blink. No one wants to step up too high. So much damage onto Arizona, having to cross their hands, and Aurora's just waiting in the wings with this annihilation.
Yeah, you can hold on to this one and just make use of it. There you go. Bob on the point. Oh, knocks off the block. Aurora and Angelic end up going down, though, really quickly. Wow, Aurora did not last long whatsoever. Nice deploy of the Bob there from Temp, splitting up the fight, but ASU, 85% as Tanuki find the flip eventually. Exactly. One fight left for ASU.
Both teams have Blizzards. We've seen both teams find success with this, isolating targets. If you're thinking about this as the player, it needs to be the Ramatra players. Don't let yourself get split off from the rest of your team. If you get split and your Baptiste can't help you, it's going to end poorly. And he's trying to get a flank around. Early wall. Is he going to throw the Blizzard?
Looks like it. Well, they're actually going a mean little flank here on the underground. You've got to be careful. You might get booped from a Lucio. Bob on the point, solo capping right now. Lich is going to deny that completely. Oh, Blizzard on top of Lich. Lich has to deploy that Blizzard. He does. Oh, but it got nobody. It got absolutely nobody. Oh, tell a lie. It got one at the very least. Angelic gets frozen up just for a brief moment, but their window on the high ground is just too much. ASU, they're going to do it, Scott. A reverse sweep. A 2. Now taking over to 3 as they just finish off the last couple of members from Tanuki. Oh, they tried their hardest, but ASU had the resolve. A reverse sweep here in the groups as they knock Tanuki Esports out of Group B.
insane comeback by ASU. They stuck to their guns. They knew how they needed to play. They reset and they found a way. That was an absolute barb burner. Back and forth, pushing, pick after pick. I love the composure in the final hour. Working together, getting on the point, isolating the opposition May, and then closing out the series with just a sick reverse sweep.
Let's go ASU! Woo! I mean, even me just watching that, I was sweating. Oh my god, it was literally so close. I think both of the teams, I mean, did fantastic, but it was ASU getting the win against Tanuki Esports. Let's quickly look at the highlights and talk about this match, because I think there's a lot to talk about. From what I remember, I think starting off, I think it was mostly all Tanuki Esports, right?
Yeah.
They were looking really
Lich was
like,
crazy on the first couple of maps.
Even Temp as well. I think those two, their DPS lineup was very strong. And then I think it was Shambali, right? When everything just sort of turned the tide, and then it just went to ASU as well. So let's walk through the match.
Yeah, I mean, Lich, those first two maps, full confidence it felt like from the team. Like Temp, this amazing bob to secure this round is a little ridiculous, and then Lich, of course, had a couple of maps in the sun. I think those initial picks from Lich really set them up for success, but ASU maybe taking a couple of maps to get into the swing of things. But yeah, the DPS play here, and they're going out, sure, they're going out 0 and 2, that being Tanuki Esports, but again, another team kind of like what we saw earlier on from Absolution, a team of players that we've not necessarily seen around in OWCS groups before, so even making it this far and putting up this much of a fight, just incredible stuff all around from them, and I really hope we see some more of them.
Yeah, 100%. There's a lot of grit here. There were so many things that could have gone different. You know, these are the matches that you sleep at night and you just eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling. Like, I could have done so many little things different, but you still need to be happy that you got here. They played a great game, and it can't be understated how well of a job ASU did of stabilizing, bringing their mental back, and then being able to turn this around. ASU really deserve all the credit, and honestly, this man right here, you're seeing the highlights. You're going to see a lot of these highlights in the back half of this series, because J-Man coming alive on the Ashe, really shutting down Lich, who was just dominating on the Pharah and the Tracer.
Yeah, 6 shots from J-Man. Like, this Colosseo especially, like, these headshots on the Tracers, I said it, right? I mean, they were shutting down the hottest player in the lobby, which was Lich on the Tracer. And against an Ashe, the Tracer has to be a little bit careful, but you catch him unaware for like half a second. The Ashe has to unscope, rescope, try and headshot the Tracer, rely on like a sick flick to find the kill. But yeah, just stabilizing, like you mentioned, halfway through the series. And that's half the battle too, is just finding that resolve, finding the morale and the mental to swing back in. This Blizzard too, a nice pick onto Lich, but Lich still managed to deploy the Blizzard. That Blizzard didn't get anybody else. It only got Lich.
Angelic just managing to live with the help of Z Panther. Dude, it was so close. Oh my gosh, there were so many things that could have gone either way. But, you know, props to ASU, they got it. And Tanuki, rough go, but hey, good showing.
They have to face TSM again, by the way. Like, that's true. Arizona have to face TSM again. Like, I just want to quickly look at the maps that they play. Yeah, Lijiang Tower, Runasapi. Lijiang Tower 2-0. Runasapi, ASU got 4 meters versus 137, which I'm pretty sure is a completion. And then Shambali Monastery, TSM got 1 point because ASU got 0. So that match is going to be...
Didn't ask. You know?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just painting the picture here for the rematch.
It's because I feel
it's going to be tough.
We're getting a lot of rematches, right?
Yeah.
Right. 100%.
Yeah. Surely one of them. One of those matches, the team that lost is going to win, right? I mean,
anything's doable.
Multiple.
After we saw them come back, after the reverse sweep, like, I hope they do take a TSM. That game is going to be good. It might swing TSM's favor, like, just going on the history there, but yeah, J-Man was a fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, J-Man, player of the match, well deserved, right? I mean, like, Scott and Jack, you guys both said it. Like, starting from I think halfway point, he just like woke up and just started killing everybody.
And you know, obviously we talk about J-Man a lot, as you could just appreciate this highlight play as well, but you really got to give credit to the rest of his team as well. They're doing a phenomenal job of like keeping everyone away from him. That was one of the biggest difficulties they ran into early, like Anhu and Aurora doing a great job of just creating space, giving J-Man the space to be able to hit these shots, right? You can see Lich is having to put so much pressure onto other players that just frees up J-Man to be able to do so much.
Definitely excited to see more from J-Man. Man, look at those shots. I mean, from
sick.
Ash to Cassidy, everything that he was playing, I think was just super fun.
Ash is so strong right now, especially we saw a little bit of Diva, but a lot of it kind of revolved around the Ram to kind of break it all down in the last map. The Ash is so strong against that pick, man.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of range that the Ram has to, like, get up on you, like, good luck. And if you're hitting shots like that, you got no chance.
Definitely. He is such a talented player. Talking about talented player, he is also going to be our post-match interviewee. So please let's talk to our player of the match and our interviewee. We got J-Man. J-Man, big congratulations. I mean, that was a crazy series. How are you feeling right now?
Right now, emotions are high, obviously. We were really looking forward to this match because obviously the group has teams like TSM and Shock, but we have played, one of the teams we played against a lot is Tanuki. So we were really excited about this game because in the past we have done pretty well against them. Obviously, today we had a reverse sweep, so they kind of took us by surprise today, but we pulled through and I'm really happy right now.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that reverse sweep? How did you guys get it done?
So, obviously, we got taken by surprise. First two maps, kind of instantly down. We weren't really doing great. But one thing about us as a team is we're a really vibes team. So, as long as we always keep our vibes up and we just are in the game, we know it's winnable, we always believe we have a chance to win. And I think that's what let us win today.
Kind of rolling off that, like, what were the comms like in that map 3? Because that is the point where you're, like, flipping the script there.
Yeah, so the first two maps we were kind of down, and then after that we started just making jokes, and again, vibes team. So once we started getting jokes and started just making sure our comms were locked in, but also still having fun, it was, we knew we were going to do well. And then specifically map 3, we were very hectic. Sometimes we would just have to call, like, guys, chill, it's fine, we're doing good, we just need to play the game correctly, calm everything. But yeah, it was definitely very hectic.
Hey, you did a great job of pulling it through at the very end, but now we're going to look forward. Obviously, TSM, they knocked you down here. You're going to have to reface them. You talked highly of them just before. How do you guys get it done? What have you learned from the last series?
Yeah.
So, obviously, I mean, Team Solomon, what a work. They're going to be really good. Honestly, it's an honor just to be able to play against them because I've watched TSM a lot as I was growing up, but I think we just need to play our own game. Like, a lot of times we face against these up teams and swing up, we usually tend to just kind of shut down. But I think if we're able to stay in our own heads and play our game, we'll have a lot better chance we did previously.
All right, J-Man. Before we let you go, I have one more question. I'm hearing from chat that it might be your birthday today. Is that true?
Oh, the birthday W.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday. Let's go.
As a gift, I give you this win.
Danny gifted it to you.
No, I mean, are you guys? How are you celebrating your birthday? I mean, with this huge win, are you guys gonna go out?
Well, it was kind of hard to actually plan it with my family because obviously we had OWCS and I love my family, but this was a pretty fun to play. But yeah, so I celebrated yesterday, but I think me and the team, most of us are already in town for school, so we're just gonna hang out later and just chill.
All right, amazing stuff, J-Man. Thank you so much for the interview. Again, big congratulations on getting the win, getting the POTM, and of course, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday.